Hi folks, welcome to another captivating interview on Spark Igniting Minds. Today we are honored to have with us a trailblazer in the world of banking and finance with over 27 years of expertise spanning leadership roles in esteemed organizations like Kotak, Mahindra, Reliance Capital and 28th Century Finance has revolutionized the retail lending landscape. He is the Managing Director and CEO of AEGMA Capital Services, a pioneer in creating innovative lending solutions that cater to diverse markets. Beyond his professional and athletic achievements, is a gifted speaker and a mentor par excellence. As a national trainer, allied guest lecturer, and panelist in over 20 high-end discussions, he has inspired countless minds in the fields of banking, finance, and leadership. His ability to break down complex financial concepts into relatable insights makes him a sought-after voice in the industry. Dr. Kumaran's accolades are as inspiring as his career, from receiving the Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam Inspirational National Level Awards to being conferred with honorary doctorates for his contributions to commerce, social service, and sports welfare. His journey is a testament to relentless dedication and excellence. He is also a passionate marathon runner, a state-level cricketer, and even holds a world record in cricket, a true embodiment of versatility and resilience. It's not every day that we meet a visionary who combines corporate brilliance with a heart for service and a passion for life. We are thrilled to have him here with us today. Welcome to Spark Igniting Minds. Let's dive into his incredible story and the wisdom he had to share with us. Namaskar, Dr. Kumaran Sampath. Welcome to our Spark Igniting Minds at Belakina Kiddy, our YouTube channel. And it is a great honor to welcome you because you have been contributing immensely into the various fields of banking, sports, social service, and other areas also. And it will be, I am very sure that your insights and the experiences that you will share will really inspire the audience, and it will be a great interaction, I can say.
Oh yeah, thanks so much, ma'am. And I'm also really excited when you call me for an interview, and definitely I will do my best.
And so my first question to you is, with over 27 years of experience in retail banking, and how has the lending industry evolved during your career?
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting question, because I started way back in 1995.
Yes.
To quote a small example, I started my career when Maruti 800 was almost 18 months waiting period.
Okay.
So you can see the way the automobile industry is evolved. So largely I was into the automobile loans.
Okay.
When I say automobile loans, it was car financing. And the journey was absolutely fabulous in terms of working with a great company like 28th Century Finance. Then later it actually went on to become Centurion Bank. Then I moved from Centurion to GM General Motors US.
Right.
Then moved to Kotak Mahindra Bank. Then I was heading the car finance division for Kotak till 2007. And later I moved to Reliance Capital as an area manager.
Right.
Then a good 11 years of Reliance journey. I went on to be the national head of Reliance Capital, moved to Mumbai, though being a Bangalorean. moved to Mumbai, and out of the 11 years of journey with Reliance, I think it was 9 years of national roles. So handled various kinds of loan, from sales to marketing, from risk management to credit analysis to collections, and overall in terms of the IT, the way IT has evolved. So when I say IT is evolved, I started my career again going back to 1995. So we only had pages to communicate. So if at all, if I could reach
we had that pager.
So our lives also started with pager. So I can't just imagine where we are today. So everything happens on one mobile phone. So that's how our journey evolved. And as an individual, for me, it has been a fascinating journey in terms of handling the retail loan, as you said. And this journey has given me a lot of learnings because if at all, if I had to say one thing from a city like Bangalore, in the banking industry, when the banking industries, if you have to see a larger growth, it was always people from Mumbai and Delhi, they were growing. But how can a boy from Bangalore can go to this level and grow? So I think so one of the things which I always focused is never give up attitude. So just focus on what I'm supposed to achieve. And this journey has also been a real tough one because corporate is all about corporate politics. You get into that as you grow. So there were times when you always felt you did extremely well and you're going to get promotion. But that is when the organization comes back and says you have just met the expectation. So life actually changes every year. So every year you need to have the same energy, the kind of passion, the kind of fire in you to scale. So that has been the journey as far as the retail business is concerned. But just coming to the business per se, the world is evolved. Today we are completely on the digital platform. Whatever we do, which was manually done in our times, so everything is done digitally today. I could not just imagine from a pager to what we are today, an Android phone, and we are talking about AI. I'm sure I think world has evolved very fast and it's going to evolve furthermore. So this will be a short tip. I think.
And you said that you had the fire in the belly, and I think that is why you have taken leadership roles in big banking and financial institutions. And that is a very incredible journey that I can say. And talking about your leadership style, how did it shape your personality, or how was your leadership style?
First of all, as I started my career, I was absolutely raw into the banking, though I was a commerce student. I was completely raw to the industry. So first of all, the most, what a primary thing today I foresee is in my journey. So whatever I was assigned to me or whatever was given to me, I made sure I touched the 100% of learning. So as an individual, when you do that, the organization would be seeing you not just doing the numbers, but also as a person you evolve. For any organization to be successful, an employee knowing what exactly is the company offering becomes much more important. So at every stage of my life and career, I made sure I was not anything left out in me personally. So I made sure everything I learned was actually displayed. That is one part of it. The second part of it, you need to carry that passion and fire to be surviving in our industry. The industry is all about stiff competition within the teams, within the industry. So you need to have the fire. So when I say fire, only fire doesn't stop you there. You need to keep acquiring knowledge. And sky is the limit. As on today, I still
sky is not the limit.
Sky is not the limit.
Yes.
So when I say that, it's all about trying to learn the new things and trying to implement and having patience on yourself. Never give up attitude. This is on the individual side. When I look at the corporate side, as you grow in the corporate ladder, it's not about just doing the numbers. It's also about your individually how you handle the situation, how you handle the crisis, how do you make decision making. So for a leader, it becomes very critical on making decisions, taking decisions, and also having the right people on board. So I always ensured I hired people who were much better than me.
Oh.
and made sure the work as a team. So the biggest what is the challenge in these days is the teamwork. So making everybody to come together, having the best of the best talent, and making them work together was one of the biggest successes what I completely feel. And the largest team which I had during my Reliance days, I think it was close to around 3,000 to 4,000 employees.
Oh.
So managing those kind of a scale was an absolute unbelievable task.
Right.
So as a leader, retail business is all about keeping the team together, keeping the team motivated. It's very easy to say on words, but it's absolutely one hell of a journey when you manage a sizable team like that. So as a leader, you should always have the ability to delegate things. So you're not supposed to hold everything with you. So I think delegation and having the freedom to the employees. But I think one of the simple success stories I had. But though I'm sure, I think the next questions will add up to furthermore nice stories.
Yeah, like keeping the team together, then delegating the work, and these are your leadership style, and you have hired people better than you. That's what you will say, and that is so wonderful. And as a recipient of numerous national awards, how do you feel? And which is the most cherishing for you, and why?
Ma'am, I think it's been a wonderful journey. I think I will touch upon 2-3 special awards which I got. I think it was the first one was during the COVID time. It was actually by a forum called Indian Achievers Forum, very prestigious forum. And this award came as a very big surprise to me because it was actually for Udyog, absolutely related to the job. Okay, a national award which was designated for somebody who could change somebody's life. Okay, so Udyog Bharati Award was the title which was given. I was just wondering why exactly this award was given to me. I thought, okay, it could be a sales and marketing or the best CEO or that. But when I tried to check, okay, why is this? One of my hobbies in life when I started working is to get people a job. Irrespective, I was in a normal sales job or a national head. The one thing which I always pursued in my life was getting people a job. So definitely, I think over the years of almost close to 27 years of corporate journey, every hiring has been like that. And when you do that, you change somebody's life. You could help people financially, but when you're able to shape up their careers, okay, that is when you actually get recognized. So I was just wondering why this Udyog Bharati Award was given to me. So actually, one of my good friends where he was a CEO for a company called Cars on Rent. So I should always share my personal hobbies or whatever I did in terms of helping the society. So through him, I think it has reached a larger forum. And I could definitely say with very proud, thousands and thousands employment I have created. And actually, I should also give this example to you. In I think during early 2016-17, in one of our forums, I was sharing. There was a training opportunity in Women, okay, which is a government organization. So one of my ex-colleagues had referred it back to his nephew. And his nephew was lucky to get that training. And so why I'm saying this story was why it was so good and why I felt very excited about this. The same guy calls me somewhere around 2019 after his training. So he calls me and says, "Sir, I'm very happy and I'm very thankful to you." I said, I don't know who are you and what not. Okay, why are you called? He said, "No, sir, I have achieved something good and happy that I should share this with you because you are the one actually who actually shaped my career." I said, "How?" He said, "Through my friend, my uncle had shared this information for a training in Bemble, and the same Bemble is actually again hired me back because I did extremely well." These days, we feel that missing link in the society. How many people come forward in helping people to get a job? So this comes as a special effort, and this story goes on and on. So as I speak, even till today, I keep helping people, more than helping financially. getting people a job. It could
Getting
be
people a job.
getting people a job is one of the hobbies which I pursued. And I also told the second example. See, what happens is in the society, there are people coming from various kinds of background. Okay, people come with very highly remote places where the English communication becomes a concern. But they have true talent. But as a leader, it is all about trying to identify those kind of an opportunity in them. It's not about only how they speak English, but it's also important to understand those persons. At the same time, do I have an opportunity to shape his career? So when I do that, what happens is the longevity of such employees staying with the organization becomes much better.
Yes.
So there is no need for you to worry too much as a leader that will be having an attrition issue in the organization.
So that's wonderful, Dr. Kumar, because you have been contributing in getting jobs to the people, and you're so happy about it. And similarly, many must have grown under your tutelage or under your leadership. They must have also become leaders in various fields. So, what is your advice or message to the leaders in various industries?
I'll also add up to another award which I got, which I missed in the first one. The second best award was, it was absolutely, I could not believe what I was seeing because this award function was happening in Delhi. And Abdul Kalam,
that was
Inspirational
very prestigious award, I can say.
And why it was so special, as I was just passing
What's
through
the name of the award? Abdul Kalam?
Abdul Kalam Inspirational Award.
Inspiration.
Yeah. So this is a national award, happens every year in Delhi. Udyog Bhavan is the most prestigious and most happening centers, and it's one of its kind halls in the country where the most important meeting happens.
Okay.
So I was lucky to be getting an award from there.
Okay.
And it was even more special because generally when you get an award, you feel kicked about it and you feel nice about it. But when you see the whole city is dressed up and you are being welcomed in a very different form, it was like absolutely fascinating. So as I was just moving from the airport, I could see all through the road was talking about these awards and welcoming the award winners. So it was absolutely fabulous, and the way it was
the way you were welcomed
and the way
from the airport, you were welcomed.
And even more special because I received an award from Mary Kom. She was an Olympian and she was a world record boxer. And this award really changed my outlook of life because as students we always looked upon few leaders in our life journey. Definitely it is Mahatma Gandhi because he is one of the most loved leader and the way he changed our nation. At the same time, Abdul Kalam was one leader who actually taught us never give up attitude, keep acquiring knowledge, and getting an award in his name. I think it was the best thing to happen in my life. Yeah. So So just coming back to the second question which you asked, society. I think the society is very large in nature. So what you have to do as a leader is the first thing you can do as a leader is stay grounded in victory or in failure. Always be grounded as a leader. So that has actually given us a large success. Secondly, what is important is to acquire knowledge. Okay, so one of the things which I also want to touch upon is during my very early time in my life, I was lucky to be gifted by a book by my brother-in-law, a book called Good to Great.
Good to Great by
Jim Collins was an author. I was very lucky to get that book in a very young age. So,
is it Elon Musk or Jim Collins?
Jim Collins is the
Jim
writer.
Collins is
the book was authored by him, Jim Collins, and it was written in the year 2001. A fabulous book, one of the fast selling and one of the most highest selling books in the world. So why it changed my life is we always felt we are good and great. But it's not like that. You always have an opportunity. The world is full of opportunity. And you as an individual have to create opportunity. Nobody is going to come and create opportunities for you. So that is what that book taught me. And that book also taught me how an ordinary individual can become the world's best individual.
Extraordinary.
Yeah. So, as a leader, it's also important for you to acquire knowledge. At the same time, book reading is one of my passion.
Correct.
Book reading also is very essential for the younger generation.
Correct.
People should read book because it also removes your stress out. It also changes your outlook for life. And it's most important is communication is what defines an individual.
Right.
For me, communicating clearly, communicating your heart out is a true formula for any kind of a success for a good leader.
That is a wonderful message to the leaders because it is not only going from good to great and also becoming an extraordinary individual. You also have to acquire a lot of knowledge to be a leader. Good to Great is one of the nicest book I can say. And then maybe since you are an avid reader, you must have read several books. So, which is the other best books for you?
So I think it was during somewhere around 2008 when this book was launched, and I was in the Hotel Atria for a conference.
Right.
And I was attending a conference, and it was like I was in the middleman level those times. But it was always running in my mind, how does an entrepreneur become so successful in life? Okay, you've been working and entrepreneur. So this book largely spoke about being an entrepreneur. How do you become an entrepreneur from a corporate job? So this book was written by Subrata Bakshi. So the first founder of Mindtree. So why this book was very special to me was the book really thought the world is very difficult to think. The world is full of opportunities. You might be in a very good corporate job, but how do you become an entrepreneur? How do you show the vision or the goals what you have to achieve in this one single life to the world? So this book is all about a fabulous journey of the senior employees of Wipro, living their peak jobs, very highly paid jobs. So that is how the company called Mindtree got involved. Okay, but I would share one small story about this book, why it really inspired. So if at all,
what's the name of the book?
It's called Go Kiss the World.
Go Kiss the World. Nice.
So why this book is very special to me, man, is one of the small stories which happens in that book is Subrata Bakshi had actually moved out of Wipro. So he is on his own. Now he is actually starting his own entity, and then he is starting his journey to become an entrepreneur. So one day he comes home, and his mom is actually playing with his grandson, and then Subrata Bakshi is just moving inside the house, and then the mom asks the kid, okay, bacha, what is that you want to become? Generally our kids say, I want to become a doctor, an engineer. And the mom says, okay. All of a sudden the kid responds and says, Grandma, okay, what is that you want to become? So Subrata Bakshi was just entering the house and he's a little excited to know what his mom is going to say. So the mom, so Subrata Bakshi is a little excited and he stops. He just waits for his mom's answer. So the mom says, Bacha, I want to become a pencil.
Pencil?
Yeah. So the kid is a little, wow, mom, ye kya hai? Okay, why do you want to become a pencil? So the mom, she takes a little pause. He sees his son, she says hi to him. He wants to sit for a minute. He wants to see what is the mom is going to say. His mom says, Bacha, I want to become a pencil. Wow. Then the kid asks why. In life, whenever you make a mistake, you have a second opportunity to erase those mistakes and come back and start your life new. So this book is also a turning moment for me. After moving out of Reliance in 2018, so this book was a great inspiration for me to be on my own, and it took almost 10 years for me to think.
That was so inspiring. Only when you have an eraser you can rub and then go forward. So he decided to become a pencil. That's really wonderful. So we say financial inclusion. This has become the global priority also. Then how do you really cater to the rural and semi-urban communities? Especially because they do not know completely about digitalization, or they don't have the digital literacy, I can say. So how do you cater to such groups?
No, I think it's a very absolutely relevant question for this interview because so when you look at a kind of a model which every bank focuses today or a finance company focuses, all this funding comes under the private sector lending. So when I say private sector lending, I think there were times when this segment was not tapped properly or not explored. I think those times have gone is what my assumption, because we have reached, the telecom industry has reached what major locations and major cities or major villages in the country.
Every town, every remote town, people also
today,
they have.
There is something called Mera Duniya Mushki Mein. Something like that. When I say Dunya Mushki Mein,
you have the mobile in
so you have
hand,
the
the
mobile.
pura dunya is
So, if you look at every bank, every finance companies, including us, we see a larger opportunity because if you look at the culturally, their ability to repay, the integrity wise, it's one of the best. So people generally don't default. But the only challenge what we could have
again, you have security only.
Obviously, yeah. We would have security. But end of the day, it is not about only the security. It was always about a win-win to the customer.
Okay.
We would want the customer also to have a journey with us. The idea is he should not default. At the same time, you would grow as an individual. His businesses will grow. So he also will have various requirements. So we want to be what is a part of that journey. But when I say the financial inclusion, if you say, I think we are in the cusp of the situation today with the technology, digital. You need not have to be present in the location where the major activity happens.
Yes.
If you're able to have a digital approach where you have a phone, where you have all the apps included, and today most of the companies are digitally working, and to get your credit score, to get your bank statement vetted, there is no big rocket science these days because everything is online. The net banking are really being improved. Right. The nationalized banks are working like private banks these days.
Right.
So I think it's a very large opportunity, and the financial inclusion, I think we are in the best days.
Okay. And Dr. Kumaran, how do you foresee the collaboration between a traditional finance company and a fintech, if you can say, shaping the future of this banking industry?
Oh, I think it's an amazing question because this is what actually we get the way it is. See, in the industry has got various kinds of business models. Few models are still the same old, the old method of doing business. So when it comes to commercial vehicles, when it comes to pre-owned vehicles, you need to go physically see the car, you need to physically test the vehicle to really fund. Because in the industry there is something called new vehicle funding, there's something called pre-owned, which is the old vehicle. So we have this model still there. At the same time, partially it is also digitalized in terms of your bank statements or in terms of your credit score. But when you look at the fintech, their journeys are absolutely different. They are the new age of thing, and they play a very large role for the larger NBFCs, for a bank, because they provide the best of the best technology. So when I say, let's say you are a salaried employee and you're looking out for a personal loan.
Right.
So there were times when we had system to take almost 3 to 4 days for processing.
Verification.
With fintech coming in, it's instant. You apply a loan in the morning. I think you could get an answer within 15-20 minutes.
Right.
I think the day end you should be getting the disbursement loan.
Right.
So how is it possible? Because everything is digital. So you needed to have manual intervention because right from your payslip, your bank statement, your credit score, everything is read digitally. At the same time, having digitally trying to collaborate, so life becomes much easier. So when I say fintech, the way world is evolved, largely it is not only about the banking and finance, but you look at the way we do our shopping. You look at the way we book our cabs. You look at the way we book our tickets for the flights.
Everything has become so easy.
Yeah. So it's all about reading and understanding the customer needs and trying to give a solution. The best form is fintech, and it's going to grow further.
Okay. Dr. Kumaran, I am very excited to know more about your marathons because from the very younger days you have been running and you have reached the international level too. And what would you like to say about fitness And what message do you want to give it to the audience?
So I think the running has been there thanks to the NCC. I was an NCC cadet, and thanks to NCC, so which actually pushed me to be a runner.
That time you had cross country, isn't it?
So it was actually called as a cross country. So NCC gave me the first step to look at running in a different perspective.
Right.
So and it also made me to be an RD cadet in NCC. So I also stood All India second during the NCC RDC camp in 92-93.
Okay.
And why running? Though we have our own corporate journey. Okay, running is one simple sport which actually is all about you individually, and it also defines you as a person. It also shows you how fit you can be as an individual, and as you move upon in your career, in your life, fitness becomes very critical. Okay, and to manage various kind of issues as you age in life. So running is one sport which I have discovered for myself. Right. That I think it is a sport to follow very seriously and take it passionate in terms of being fit. So for me, if you look at running, why did I take running so seriously? Though I was in a corporate job and I was absolutely happy in what I was doing, never focused on to be healthy, and I had reached even a weight of almost close to 90 kilos.
Is it?
Yeah. So I think I was losing out on my health. Because though I had age in my side, but as I was moving up the ladder, then I was a country head for Reliance Capital. I felt moving to Bombay. That is when I realized I think health was very important. Bombay gave me a different perspective for running because most of the leaders in the top corporate were all runners. So my boss, Mr. Ramesh Panikar, was also a marathon runner, and I also had my good old friends in Bangalore. So they were also into running, but I never bothered about to be in running. So during 2016 times is when I was feeling little down, fatigue in terms of handling a very large roles and all that. I felt I was not fit inside. So I think I should take running further because though I was a runner, I stopped in between. So that is when I took up running. So running a 5 kilometers was the biggest challenge.
Okay.
So now just coming back, I think you asked international run. I've just come from Chicago.
Okay.
I did the full marathon, which is 42.2 kilometers. Okay. So.
And again, you are preparing for Tokyo Marathon also.
So I'm lucky to be going to Tokyo International Marathon. So why these marathons are so special is because one, it actually really puts you as an individual in a test. It always tests your own leg. Do you have capabilities for yourself? And there's nobody to come and run for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so running for me is an absolute passion today. So every day morning I get up early. Getting up early is also another thing which defines you as a person.
Correct.
The moment you get up early, the day starts on a very positive note. You become much better as an individual. You also discipline yourself. Right. And running actually stops you from doing unwanted things, which actually happens in the evening. So generally you actually had a different life in corporate jobs. You get into a lot of other unwanted things like smoking, drinking,
boozing.
Boozing and all that. So that is what is corporate life. Today I'm absolutely out of all that. So
you're a teetotaler.
I am an absolute focused on health free. So when you do that in the industry, you also get into right kind of people. Your friends will be completely different. And just coming back to the international marathon, it was always my life passion to go to the US and see that wonderful country. I was lucky to be part of the Chicago International Marathon. Prior to Chicago, I was also part of the Berlin International Marathon, which was my first international marathon, and now the upcoming Tokyo. So when you run
Tokyo, how many kilometers?
It is the same 42.2. In world, there are 6 world international marathons. So you can say it's for a marathon runner, it's like Olympics. So the 6 marathons, I have done 2 now. The third is Tokyo. The left out are Boston, London, and
I'm sure you'll finish all that 3 very soon.
So when I say marathon running is all about having a very strong grit as a person, because 70% of your running is on your mind, 30% is on your body.
And on your will, I can say.
So if you go and ask any marathon runner, what is the biggest achievement in life, they would definitely say, never give up attitude.
Never.
So because to run a 42.2 kilometers is a long journey.
At some stage you become, breathless, and also so many challenges are there.
So there is always a saying, a marathon runner sees God and come back again to life.
Oh.
So that is how marathon running is all about. To just sum it up on marathon, I have done various marathons across the country. It's been very interesting to meet various runners. Could be a male, could be female. Everybody are looking at achieving certain goals in their life. I'm very passionate about the way as a country we are all changing into the fitness thing. And I also add a certain percentage of inspiring certain people. I have some set of people who have inspired seeing me as a runner, as a leader who are into corporate and also into this. So I feel those things are really special to me individually. Though we don't make too much of noise, we keep doing our activities because sky, as I told, sky is always there's no limit for anything to achieve. So, so as a marathon runner, I feel whatever I achieved till now, I think it is nothing. Long way to go.
It is nothing. Okay, that's really a great message because everybody nowadays have to be fit. Without fitness, you will not be enthusiastic. You cannot concentrate on anything. That is a very good thing. And also, you have been in the cricket, and you have played for state level too. And can you tell about your cricket journey and what you want to tell the audience about?
Oh yeah, I think we are a country of cricket loving nation. And I was lucky to be a cricketer. And I was also very lucky to be part of my school journey. We had a very good team. And I studied in Welsh School, North Bangalore. And I played one of the best industry teams called Well Sports Club. And I also played for one of the oldest clubs in Karnataka called FUCC. I was also lucky to be captain of my school, captain of my college team, and also captain of FUCC. So why these teams are very special is because these teams had Indian players. This team had, most of them were Ranji players. Though I have not played the Ranji, but at least I have played good amount of cricket. And people know me largely because I played for one of the best clubs. So in the cricketing journey, it's been a great journey. I have also got the best bowler award from Venkat Raghavan, one of the Indian spinners. So that was one of the best achievements I could say. But to notably, if I had to say, okay, Kumaran as a cricketer, why is he so special? Definitely, I think I should say this. I hold a world record in cricket. So where I took 4 balls, 4 wickets. So why it is a world record is all the 4 wickets which I took were all clean bowled. Okay, I recall, I think nobody in the world has taken this record till. And it was just icing in the cake because this match was played between Bell and SBM. And SBM was one of the top playing cricket teams then. It had most of the Ranji players. And though Bell also was one of the top teams. And why it was even more special because the match was played in KC. So at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. So I think this world record also recalls most of the people who played cricket during 90s. They always remember Kumaran for that record.
I'm so proud of you, Dr. Kumaran.
Thank you so much.
So because your activities is not limited to only banking and this thing. You're a leader, you're a cricketer, you're a marathon runner, and having so many passions integrated in you, and you have become a very, a role model for so many people, whether for fitness or whether being a leader in any industry for that matter. Can you share insights into your Dale Carnegie public speaking session, and what lessons did you learn from there, and how did it help your corporate and also your public speaking?
Oh yeah, I think I was, being a leader at Reliance, I was actually part of a Train the Trainer program. So during that program, there were few speakers who were actually chosen for this workshop. So Dale Carnegie is one of the world renowned master in terms of the management studies. So this institution comes and identifies leaders in the way they communicate. They explore an individual, could he become a motivational speaker? Could he become a speaker in terms of taking the company's policy to the employees and also make him a right speaker in terms of correcting his overall approach in public speaking. So I was extremely happy to be part of it because this was a very premium workshop. Right from they give you a particular topic to speak and they test you how you speak, which actually happens by a video recording. So when they do a video recording, it's all about your body language, the way you communicate. The language is very important, how you very clearly communicate to the audience. And last but not the least, how do you manage the pressure? Because the public speaking is not the regular speaking. So you need to have that kind of a strength in you or the capacity to handle the kind of crowd. So this workshop really defined the way I used to speak earlier and after this event. And a lot of learning. And with that background, so I was actually chosen for various banking panel discussion within the organization and also the external organization.
And you have done a lot of panel discussions which are very, with a very high profile people. So what was your experience as a moderator or as a member of the panel discussion?
Oh yeah, I think rather being a speaker, moderator, I always saw it as a great opportunity to get involved with the right kind of people because they are the people who have achieved certain things in their own industry. People come with diversified kind of a knowledge. So more than moderating or being part of the panel, so I always saw it as a great learning for me individually because when you get different perspectives from different leaders, different speakers, you tend to learn a lot many things. There's something to take away in every panel discussion. And obviously, personally for me, it's always a very a kind of a pressure moment because handling those leaders or those kind of leaders and the audience is just not a normal job. It's a Herculean job to manage a panel, to manage the audience, keep the audience engaging towards the panel. It's one learning. So every panel discussion is a wonderful learning. And as I told you, in fact, knowledge gaining and acquiring knowledge has always been my passion. So it synced with my passion and the public speaking.
So what kind of leaders were in your panel? Or recently I heard even the literature people also were in your panel discussion. So which was the most, closer to your heart? Which was a panel discussion that was more closer to your heart?
Yeah, so when it comes to, I think I'd like to touch upon the first one. I did a moderation for a wonderful author, Hanjum Hassan. She's an award-winning author. She's written 7 books. And she was absolutely fascinating. For me, more than moderating that book, I didn't want to miss that event when the event was launched. And I didn't know that I was moderating that event. So people choose me as you could handle her because she was a very senior author. So a wonderful learning from her is being a woman and the kind of qualities what she's acquired over a period of time and what message she want to send to the society was really fabulous because she was actually trying to bring in a kind of an equality in the society. There's nothing called caste and creed. It's about humanity. So this book which I moderated spoke about that message. And Anju Vasam was a very, very special author for me. And largely on the banking and finance, there are many to touch upon. But definitely the one which happened in Delhi last March. So I was made to moderate the event, which was the last session. Generally in an event, either it is the first, which actually gets a maximum attention, and the last, which is almost like lost out. So the
grand finale.
So it was one hell of a task for me to, how do I make this event more special to all the people? So do I have something to take away for them? So thanks to our wonderful movies which we had in Karnataka during last couple of years. One was Kantara and KGF. So I actually started with taking those subjects and tried to link it to my panel discussion and said the customer delight was most important than this movie.
Right.
They saw something unique and new. Though the storyline was almost same, but the customer delight was something different when they just got out of the theater. So I started with that, what I connected to my panel discussion, and I just took only 30 seconds talking about this movie, and I said, this movie has got nothing to do with this panel discussion. So I was able to get the complete audience attention because they were just waiting for, okay, what is the next movie he's going to ask? So the moment I tried to connect that movie. So why I said this Kantara and KJ was, today we are in this industry to delight that one customer. If that one customer is happy, I think my job is done. So I can say, I think last March, the panel discussion in Delhi, a kind of a good one, which I am very satisfied with that event.
Okay, that was so wonderful, Doctor. Coming to you were an NCC cadet and you were a very special NCC cadet who won a lot of awards also. And what are the objectives or aims of NCC that you were really fascinated to? And how did NCC shape your personality?
Oh yes, I think being a youngster when I started my career, luckily the school which I studied had NCC, the school which I studied was Welch School, which was one of the good NCC units those times. So I had a very tough journey getting into NCC itself because I was very short and I was not capable even to lift the shoes is what my NCC officer said. But though I think that was all history, but NCC really defined the way it was. My first banking job I was able to get through, I'll not say easily, but I was able to get that additional benefit because my boss who was doing an interview was also an NCC cadet.
Okay.
So it actually really defined my career. And NCC is absolutely yes. I think every citizen in this country should be knowing what is NCC is all about. And it's
and
also
it should be made compulsory also because
yeah. So because it is an organization which largely what they talk about the national integrity as a core philosophy. How do you give it back to the society? How do you give it back to the country?
Yes.
So you need to contribute as a citizen of this great country. And NCC not only about defines your character, it also puts you in the right discipline.
Right.
So as human, we keep changing off track. We go off track. Okay, we actually tend to do a lot of unwanted things in our life journey. But NCC really disciplines yourself, and the fundamentals of NCC is that. So at times, even when you are subconsciously trying to do something, the NCC philosophy comes into the fore and it puts you in a...
Because the tagline itself is to groom tomorrow's leaders and it has groomed you to become a leader, I can say.
So even in NCC, I would say, I was very proud to say this. I actually passed out A, B and C certificates, which are the three important certificates. And I was also an RD cadet, a Republic Day parade, remote toughest camp to get selected. And very proud to say this, I was a gold and bronze medal winner in the NCC there.
Right.
And I stood, as I said earlier, I stood number 2 in the cross country All India competition. And largely for me, NCC is all about, it really defines a true person and a leader in you comes out in the very early days, which defines your life journey. And definitely the moment you say you're an NCC cadet, as a citizen,
you're out of the crowd.
You actually get that attention and people respect you for that.
Yes. That I completely agree because I come from an NCC background. My bread and butter was NCC and I'm so proud to have you today here being an NCC cadet. And apart from this, you are also a great singer. That is one of your hobby. How does it give a lot of relaxation or the most demanding job of your being in the finance industry?
I think every human is a singer. I think you should be singing in actually, I think they always say you're a bathroom singer. So I think, I don't know from where that came, but okay, I think that is the only place where you'll be all alone. So I think it all started from there, and it was actually during my school days. So there was a kind of a lull in the school class. There was no class that particular day. My class teacher said everybody should come and sing. So that is one great opportunity to use that 5 minutes, and I was able to sing a song. I don't recall the song, but my teacher was able to identify me as a singer. For me, music really is a great platform to express your emotions.
It has a lot of power.
It actually, if you have to explain something to someone, I think the best form is music.
Correct.
So I've been a singer, won many singing awards, and I should largely sing Kannada film songs.
Right.
And they should also call me a junior SP. School days, and it also helped me to be a part of the NCC RDC camp.
Okay. Can you share about your leadership in the World Human Rights Protection Commission?
Oh yeah, I think World Human Rights, being a national president, was one of the best things to happen in my life at this stage in my career. I always felt the society is very divided in terms of the caste, creed, and the way it was earlier. And I always felt we should give it back to the society. But how do you give it back to the society? As an individual, you cannot change the world. You need to have a great an organization, or you need to have a big platform to be there speaking and voicing out. So I think I always felt human rights was one such thing which will give you a right place to go voice your the way you want to see the society. So this came as a surprise, and today I'm very proud to say this. I'm a national president for World Human Rights.
You're the national president.
National president
For World's Human Rights
Protection
Commission.
Yeah, they're based out of Delhi, and it's a global organization based out of New York. And I've slowly started looking at how I can play a role in the society in helping people. See, largely you cannot
Can you say one of the episode or anything that really...
So, in my view, when I got into the human rights, it is not about going and changing the world. There are systems and processes to change the world. I felt, can I change the way I see in my own family, in my own circle?
Okay.
So, I had one incident where there was one injustice given to my own mom's medical insurance claim. So the insurance company didn't give us a justice. So I had to literally use my human rights banking. Then I had to literally explain to them, okay, this is completely incorrect, and I got the justice. So it's a new journey for me in terms of human rights, and it's a very large subject. So for me, human rights is all about every citizen of any country, for that matter, globally, should get justice. You should not be deprived of justice just because somebody is being deprived because of money power, or it could be political backing, or it could be any influence. A good individual, if he has done no wrong, he should be given justice.
Okay. And you have also received doctorates for social service also, and also in the commerce field. So how did this happen, and what contribution of yours motivated to get these awards?
Oh yeah, again I think, see, whenever you get an award, it's always a kind of a surprise. Though for me, coming from this background, corporate background, receiving a doctorate was absolutely, I was not able to even digest the fact that I was getting a doctorate. But I had to literally call those institutions and check, because they are a big organization. I had to literally call them and check, are you sure that you're going to give me a doctorate? They said, no sir, your achievements talks about what you've done. It's not only about your own perspective in life, but your contribution to the society, and the way you've been, what your knowledge sharing is actually, you deserve this award. And getting a doctorate in commerce in my own subject, and coming from the banking background, was definitely a great, I would say, I'll not say success, but a great feeling as an individual that at least you've done something. And coming back to the second doctorate which I received for social service, obviously from the same organization. So I do a bit of helping people on the sports. So we also run a school. So we do a kind of a social service. When I say social service, we give free education.
You run a school, is it?
We also run a school. It's a preschool. So every year we have minimum 5-6 poor students where everything is taken care of, free for them. And we started in 2016, and breakfast and lunch for all the kids in the school is free.
Oh.
Generally, free food is given only in government schools.
Oh.
So this
So your contributions are immense in various fields.
So apart from
talks
this,
a lot about volumes about you.
Apart from this, I think it was during the most toughest time, COVID. So many people needed so many different kind of support. So though I have not been a social media guy posting all that, but the society needs somebody to support. Right. It could be in various forms. So I keep adding that. So this social service award came in, keeping in mind of so many things we did silently. I think awards are actually
only motivating factors to
makes us motivation.
Yeah.
So though I don't get kicked up, though I don't get kicked up or don't enjoy, I think way to go. I think too many things to reach. At the end of the day, as an individual, if you're able to be satisfied that you've done something for the society, that is what really makes me happy.
Yeah, all the best, Kumaran. I want you to receive more and more awards and contribute more and more to the society. Dr. Kumaran, being in so many fields, at your best in every field, what message do you want to give to the younger generation?
See, we come from a very middle class family. Culturally, we got involved. Our life journey was culturally very different. And what we believe in life is staying to the roots. And the success should not hit your head. And always be grounded. And your communication becomes very critical as you grow. Right. Because that defines your character. And as you grow, acquiring knowledge becomes very important. Right. So for me today, if I have to acquire knowledge, it's all about reading. Reading can be any form. You should read to acquire knowledge. At the same time, reading books should become a passion. Correct. So when you do that, it really changes your life. And to the younger generation, the first and foremost, which is very clearly lacking is how do you respect your elders? Correct. Okay, what is the wisdom and what is the learning you take it from them? So I always looked upon on my father. His wisdom and his journey really defined me as a person. Today, if I'm sitting and giving an interview on this day, largely I give it to my father. So the youngsters should always look upon the elders, their advice, and also be grounded in your success. So if I have to say all glory and all success, it's only for the Lord. You leave it to Him. I think the rest will follow. Yes. And healthy habits, being fit, and you know what is good and what is bad for you. So choose the best, choose what is good for you, and that defines your character. Right. Yeah. Thank you so much.
So it was very nice talking to you, and thank you so much for sharing your insights, your experiences, and you have a great vision also for yourself and for the country, and that keeps you going. And thank you so much. Very nice talking to you.